Yo, what's going on, everybody? Peace and blessings, man. Good evening to you because it is late evening on my end. Gerald Hassan D. Childress, Enlightening Minds Enterprise. I spoke with a friend earlier today, and she asked me to speak about co-parenting. This is one of my clients and friend, and if I understood correctly, it is the concept, the dynamic of co-parenting. Well, this is what I would like to say about it. Co-parenting. I think that's a real good topic and subject. I think that is something that we definitely need. And so, again, as a student of my experiences and my observations and my conversations, I can only give you what I receive, what I believe, what I understand, what I think. And as always, you can utilize it if you can, and if you don't find any value in it, discard it, and just keep moving forward. Co-parents. First of all, and I will say this, I'm not going to make this particularly about her nor him. We're just going to keep it general as much as possible. Although there will come a point where I will aim some things particularly towards the mother, because in our black situations, in the black community, the mother has a higher percentage rate of being the single parent of a child or children versus the father being that single parent. And that particular reality has some significance that needs to be addressed as well. And so I have some things that I'm going to say as, something that you may be able to consider and maybe possibly be able to apply and use. I myself also was raised by a single parent, a mother. Although my father was around, he wasn't in the home, and my father was in the streets though. My father was a street guy, so my father was not raised by his parents neither. My father was raised by his sister. His parents died when he was very young. My mom was only raised by her father. Her mother died when she was very young. Both of my parents had drug and alcohol addiction. And that's I would say the limb. Those are the trees that I fell from. Those are the tree limbs that I fell from. So that will be a story that I would tell and share with you in good time when I speak more about my personal life to you, which I will do in good time. But the main thing I would like to say and extend out right now to the parents who are co-parenting a child or children. The main thing I would say that we need to always and first and foremost stay mindful of, remind ourselves, is that everything that we do, that we consider, everything that we reject, everything that we embrace, everything that we suggest, it has to be about the child. It has to be about the betterment of the child or children. I mean, that's the bottom line. It can't be about how you personally feel about something because you don't like the way she talks or the way she acts or the way he talks or the way he acts or because that person cheated on you or whatever. Everything has to be about that child's development, cultivation, and being able to apply and give that child the proper tools, the proper essentials to be able to survive and thrive as a young adult and as an adult. Because for us, you see, life gets serious in our teens. And we have to train our children to be able to deal with life sufficiently in our teens. So, that being the first thing I would like to extend out, that it has to be about the child. The two parents must have mutual respect. We ain't gotta just like everything about each other. I might not like your attitude. I might not like your selfishness. I might, whatever it is. And vice versa, right? But regardless of that, we must have mutual respect. Why? Because to not have mutual respect will affect that child or those children. Again, it's about the child or those children. That has to be the fundamental or the foundation. That has to be the foundation that both parents stand on and keep resorting back to. That has to be the source of authority that governs everything else that those two parents do and don't do. If possible, the two parents should strive to be friends. No matter how the two fell out, no matter what happened, no matter who lied, played games, whatever. We have to learn, in most cases, to let life deal with a person, to while at the same time acceptance of responsibility and the fact that we still made a choice to deal with the individual, no matter how considerably or relatively rotten that person may be. We have to try to strive to be friends. See, the healthier the relationship is between the mother and the father, the better it is in going to affect that child. Because if that child was created out of love, and if both parents love the child, then both parents should have equal right and access to the child and be able to both share and feed that love from that parent to that child. In co-parenting, there is one reason I would say it's justifiable to keep your child away from that parent. And it is if you have facts, not opinions, not feelings. You have practical facts, justifiable, reasonable, logical facts. Not the way you feel, but facts that parent exhibits or better yet, that parent does things that can be harmful for that child's development. Whether it be that you don't want the child to be around the parent because the parent smokes, or the parent drinks a lot, and when that parent starts drinking, that parent acts very irresponsible, or maybe even acts in a way that can be potentially dangerous for the child. I'm saying whatever it is, even if the parent don't drink nor smoke, but bring their friends and family around the child and leave the child in their company all the time and not be the one who is personally responsible for the child. Because, man, it is unfortunate, but it is a true reality that most sexual assault cases done against boys as well as little girls happens in the family. Happens by cousins, uncles, and sometimes even low down ass fathers. I'm telling you. So mother, that is one of your definite responsibility if you are the parent, and father, you too, if you are the one who's keeping that child and the child is in your custody. All that bringing a new girlfriend around and you because you crazy about it, you just leave the child with the and you ain't sure. You ain't been with this person long enough. You don't know enough about this person, that person's family, and that person's background, and this, that, and other, how that person grew up to know that this person has a pretty sound grip on things. This person has a pretty sound and righteous foundation, somewhat to say. See, we have to also know that an individual stand on some solid, I'm going to say solid, righteous foundation, man. You know, I need to know that you don't do some things and do some things because of your spiritual beliefs sometimes. You're not quick we to say, man, put that on, swear to God that he take your life, your kid life, or swear to God that you know, because sometimes we go to the extreme because for us, if you go that far, either you really don't give a damn and you still swear, or you telling the truth. I mean, but the bottom line, that is like it. You know what I'm saying? This is what I measure things by. I don't know how to measure a person who say they don't believe in a higher power. I don't know how to measure you. I don't know what you will and won't do. You don't even have a real foundation as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, not to go too far from that. But my point is this here. Mutual respect. Strive to be friends. Oh, and one more thing about that whole try to strive to be friend thing is that this here. In our effort to be friends, man, people have to reach a point to where they know and understand that that person, no matter what that person done, is no more imperfect than you are. That person is no more imperfect than you are, and you are no more perfect than they are. You know, I heard a minister once give a lecture on this video, and the way he described it, he say, how do you know if you was born in the same situation as that person was born, and you went through all the things that that person has experienced, and you had the same chemical imbalance in your brain that that person may have? How do you know with 100% accuracy that you would not have responded to life just as that person has been responding to life? How can you say that? No one can say that. No one in their right mind, in their wise and logical, right, reasonable mind can say that. And when you can admit that you cannot say that, that should humble you enough. That should humble you enough to not just write a person as if they're the scum of the earth because they done hurt your heart. Because they done cheated on you. Because they done lied on you. Because whatever the case may be. Because you've lied too. You've hurt some people too. Mothers, I want to close this talk. I know I've talked a minute. Bear with me. I'm finna bring it to a close. But mothers, I have something particularly I want to say to you, again, because you are the ones who are mainly left in care of our children. And sometimes it is a situation where the father does not want anything to do with the child because you don't want anything to do with him, or he's just whatever, and don't want anything to do with it. I will say this to you. The one first thing I want to tell you is that if the father wants to be a father, and you don't consider, and you know he loves the child, you know he's a loving person. Yeah, he might not be perfect. Yeah, he might have been lied about some things. But if you know that this person is not going to hurt your child, if you know that this person wants to be a father, allow him. Allow him. Don't demean him. Don't stomp on his manhood in his efforts to be one, a father. Don't make him try to have to bow and all other kind of things to you just to have access to his child. Because one thing about men is, if they was raised in a situation where they was not raised by a man, I'm saying a real stand-up man, a responsible man, if that male was raised in a situation where his mother raised him, then it's a good possibility that he doesn't really know how to be a man. He's winging it. And you have to force him with responsibility. But if you get mad and say, well, you can't have the child then, or you just don't worry about it, if you just so easy to remove responsibility from him, he's going to allow you to. And he's going to blame it on you. He's going to say, well, since she don't want me to see the child, fuck it. I'm not going to wrestle with her about it. You know, I mean, men don't just fall off of trees. I'm saying like I'm saying stand up, responsible, mature men. God image type men don't fall off of trees. But nor do these God image type women. We're all imperfect. We all are fucked up. Pardon my language, we all fucked up though. From the dysfunction of the black family. And I'll say dysfunctional because I'm saying what I mean is the dismantling of the black family. We're fucked up from that. Man and woman. So allow him. The other thing is, if the father's not there, he don't want to be there. If it's that scenario, make sure your child, I don't care if it's you got a girl or a boy, but especially if it's a boy, make sure your child grows up around men that are fostering his mental masculine mentality towards being disciplined and responsible. These guys are killing each other right now. That is a result of growing up not knowing how to control your emotions. These guys are killing each other as an emotional response. They're not made to fight. They have never been made to control your anger. They have never been made to talk through your anger when you're mad. Think through your anger when you're mad. Fighting and shooting, that's a form of communication. That's how they're going to communicate like animals. That is the primitive reaction. It isn't a God-like reaction. We have to develop gods. We have to develop them. So keep them around men who teaches them those type of principles, like coaches and barbers. Most barbers have those kind of men because they done been down that road and they trying to get their life together. So, round barber, you have to keep them in that kind of situation, and you have to allow sometimes these men to deal with your young man. Now, I don't mean like to whoop him and the punishment and bruise him, but sometimes if you see him like he talking to him rough or he grab him and hold him up, sometimes you have to let him do that a little bit. Because you'd rather he do that while he's very young than a man try to do that to a teenager. You see these teenagers, they don't know how to deal with that. Yeah, they gonna go get a gun, might try to come back and kill a man. Because they're emotional. That don't make them a killer. They are emotional. And they don't know how to deal with it. They're embarrassed, and it's all an emotional reaction. Like on the video I just watched about this, the streets of Houston. Man, these kids do not know how to take an L. You have to teach them that. You have to keep them around men to do that. Ladies, you are 100% a feminine, nurturing, forgiving creation. You can't do it. But I will say this is my second point. Be consistent. Most women, because of your nurturing nature, you're very inconsistent. One minute you may say stop one time, give them a whooping. Next minute you may not say stop at all. Next minute you may say stop 10 times before you get them whooping. Be consistent. Only consistency trains a child in their early stages. All this out of control kids you be seeing doing this, that, that, and another, that's because they don't be getting that jump off like mothers used to give them back in the day. My mother didn't play that too often, you know what I'm saying? Now, drugs kind of took off the game, but before she got took off the game, my mom was shit. She gonna jump it off. Because my grandfather was that type. That's probably where she get it from. My grandfather gonna jump it off. That's how I am. I'm gonna jump it off too. I'm gonna jump it off for your kids. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, be consistent. My last thing I'm gonna leave you with is don't spoil the child. Don't spoil your kids. Do away with this thinking that I want to give my kids everything I did not have, but I wanted. You see, we didn't deserve everything that we wanted. So don't think that makes you a good parent just because you're able to financially provide everything that your child wants. Man, do away with that, because that is turning these kids into spoiled, rotten, tyrannical monsters. Make your child earn what he or she wants. Yeah, it's fine to give them a gift here and there, but even that gift is also has to be understood as a reward for things that they have really done. Not because you just my child, not because you want it, not because everybody else has it. We're developing a wrong type of mentality and thinking in these kids. Some fathers are doing it too. But I'm saying, stop. Make your kids work, because if they don't work for what they won't be humble enough to appreciate it. Well, I hope that I said something that resonates with you, that made a lot of sense to you, and God willing, something that you can use. I always speak as sincerely as I can. I mean, I don't fiend or portray to be perfect or the perfect father or the perfect brother, the perfect man, none of that. I am who I am. I know what I know, and I just share it with you. I believe this is my God purpose. I believe this is my life purpose. I do what I do because this is what I'm going to do regardless, no matter what anyone thinks. Peace and blessings, peace and blessings, peace and blessings.